On Monday, US President Donald Trump said he would cut all future funding to South Africa, claiming that the government was confiscating land and, in his words, treating certain classes of people very badly. The move comes after South African President Cyril Ramaphosa signed into law a bill that allows land seizures without compensation under certain specific circumstances. Yesterday, the president said in response to Donald Trump that the South African government has not confiscated any land. The issue of land ownership in South Africa is and has long been a very contentious issue, with most private farmland owned by white people 30 years after the end of the racist system of apartheid. Well, for reaction, we can speak now to Rob Hersov. He's a South African billionaire businessman and a critic of the South African government and joins us from Cape Town now. Thank you for joining us. Trump's move didn't come as a surprise to you, but just to be clear, the new law allows for expropriation without compensation only in circumstances where it is, quote, just and equitable and in the public interest to do so. So is Mr. Trump distorting the situation here so he can attack the government?
Not at all. The ANC government of South Africa is completely delusional. The ANC government is a socialist, racist, kleptocratic regime. And Donald Trump is absolutely right in what he's saying and what he's doing.
Well, those are quite inflammatory words, some people might say.
I'd say accurate. Not inflammatory. The ANC is a racist party that is implementing anti-white policies left, right, and center. They signed the Cyril Ramaphosa signed the expropriation without compensation bill without even conferring with his GNU partners in the new government. They were surprised by it, as was everyone else. So he is just using this GNU government to push through more socialist and more destructive policies. The ANC's been in charge of the country for 30 years, and on every single metric, every single KPI, the country's gone backwards. The ANC is a disaster for South Africa, and they deserve the attention of Donald Trump.
There's a few things we have to address there. First of all, the ANC is a party that has white people as part of the party. It has always run on a mandate or run as part of its policies that it would address the issue of land distribution in South Africa. And it was a party that, whilst it didn't get a majority, it got a plurality in the last election. So it has a mandate to do what it is doing. Separately, there are also, there was an election and it ran on these policies. South Africa is currently in a coalition with other parties as well. My question to you is, if this is an issue that collapses the coalition, is there a danger that there could be even more left-wing parties that come in and may take this further? Is that something that you worry about?
Absolutely. The MK party of Jacob Zuma is ineptocratic and kleptocratic to the extreme. They allowed the Gupta family, who are now hiding in the UAE, to steal hundreds of billions from the South African economy. And Jacob Zuma is completely incompetent as a governor, manager, and a president, and should never be allowed back. And his MK party would be a wrecking ball for what's left of the economy. But let's talk about the ANC. The ANC got just over 40%.
Sorry. You've made a lot of quite inflammatory claims about the ANC.
Not inflammatory, correct.
South Africa is a constitutional democracy. There have just been elections. Why is it for America to set the domestic policy of another country, a sovereign state?
They're not setting the domestic policy.
But
America
you're saying
America gives a lot of aid to South Africa.
You're saying that they are right to be doing what they're doing, and you're saying that they need to be changed. But why is it for America to set that?
America gives a lot of aid to a lot of countries around the world. Aid is a gift. It's not an obligation, and it gives up to $1 billion a year to South Africa in various different forms. Much of that aid has been subverted by left-wing organizations to pursue left-wing socialist narratives, cultural Marxism. and needs to stop. Why should America continue to give aid, a gift, to South Africa to plug holes that the ANC government has made in our economy and in our society? If my comments are inflammatory, take a look at what the ANC has done to this country over the last 30 years. It has destroyed the economy. I would say that's inflammatory and not my comments. My comments are accurate.
I suppose what I'm interested in is, every election that South Africa has had has been declared free and fair. What we have in South Africa at the moment is the will of the people. There was an election, just a few months ago. So I guess what I'm not understanding is why the will of the people shouldn't stand.
We're talking about America and its aid. America and its aid is a gift. America should not be giving gifts to countries that actively, domestically or internationally, subvert what America believes is correct. America believes fundamentally in life, liberty, and property rights. Property rights are being attacked in South Africa by the ANC government. And why should America give aid to South Africa if South Africa is subverting property rights in South Africa in racist ways, and on the international scene, pushing forward, because of Iran's money, the ANC's been bribed by Iran, pushing forward this attack on Israel through the ICJ.
That's a claim that we can't substantiate. Briefly, sir.
Yes, we can.
What if South Africa looks away from America?
How can you say we can't?
Sir,
I'm sorry,
sir,
why can you say we can't?
My question to you is, what if South Africa now looks away from America for aid for these analyses?
They already have. But the ANC don't say South Africa. Let's talk about the ANC. The ANC is delusional. They've just formed the Hague Group with rogue states like Cuba and irrelevant countries like Honduras to poke America in the eye once again. Why should America give aid to a country that behaves like that? And it's the ANC government at fault, not the country. And you say the country has spoken. The ANC got 40%. Some of the country has spoken.
All right, Rob Hersov, thank you very much for your views.